What do you think you're doing 10 years from now?
Tricky one, bruv. I genuinely don't know. I've gone from being that guy who wants to plan everything. Before Islam, I was all about planning and future focus and very materially focused. I've changed so much in 2 years. I don't know where I'll be. Like, I'll give you an example. I don't wear watches anymore. I was a watch collector for the longest of time, so millions of dollars on watches was my whole thing. I don't wear watches now. I collect supercars, and now I've got a bunch of them arriving. What am I going to do with them? It doesn't hit the same. So I've gone through so much change since reverting to Islam 2 years ago. I've got no idea who I'll be in 10 years. I'd like to think that my Arabic's a lot stronger. I'm really pushing into that because I want to be able to read the Quran properly. I'd like to think that I'm less and less attached to the material world, more focused on family, on faith, on freedom, fitness. You know, the F's for some reason, they're all F's. But I'd also like to think that my platform has grown in the same way you've built your platform over time. It takes time, it takes a lot of effort. If you're not, showing boobs as a lady, it takes time to build a platform, let's be real. I see these rapid growth from people. Either show Lambos and promise that people can, buy your social media agency course and get rich, or be a lady showing off her body. Apart from those two ways, it's very hard to grow a following. It takes time, it takes commitment. The energy you put in over years, it'd be thousands, if not tens of thousands of hours, right? So I'd like to think that I'll follow a path as well in terms of growing a followership without sacrificing my core values, without doing anything I don't want to do, and just with the intent, that niyyah being, I want to have a positive impact on as many people as possible. That's why you do what you do, right?
Yeah.
And within Islam, there's the concept of the barakah economy. Okay, barakah, I call it the barakah economy because that's what my lived experience. A bit of a personal interpretation. In the same way, in the West, we have that sort of thought of karma. You do bad things to people, it comes back. Within Islam, the concept of barakah, the more blessings you bring into someone's life, the more blessings comes back to you. That is the only way I can explain the way my life has improved in so many different ways over the last few years. I don't believe in luck anymore. Within Islam, we believe in qadr, the will of Allah, the predetermination. But since not believing in luck, I've become the luckiest man I know. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And I think the only explanation can be the impact I've had on a lot of people. I've had a lot of people say that they're making healthier life decisions, or that they've really resonated. They're trying to be a better parent because of stuff I've talked about, which I'm very grateful for. I've had a lot of people say that they've found Islam and taken Shahada, reverted because of videos that I've been involved in, which is a real honor. That blessings has to be coming back to me, and that's why I'm hitting new levels of fulfillment every day. There's no other explanation between living per Islam and this blessings coming back to me because I've had positive impact on people. I want to keep going with the social media piece because that blessing economy is real. The more people you can bring benefit to, the more benefit comes back to you. Very real through lived experience.
So real. I've lived it both ways.
Yeah.
And I've felt it both ways.
Interesting.
It can get real dark and ugly when you're not doing that.
Mm.
And it can get just incomprehensibly beautiful when you are doing that.
Well said, brother.
And will it always be men you're thinking of, or because you're a man, that'll be something that just people are attracted to?
It's a tricky one. I've had more and more women engaging with my content when I've started to speak about relationships and traditional values. Because I think there's in the same way men are longing for masculine leadership. How do I be a good father, a good husband? How do I be a good man? I think women are, obviously I don't know how to tell women how to be a good woman. It's not my place. I wouldn't think to. But women are longing for, how can I manifest a good relationship? And I think the answer lies clearly in faith, clearly in traditional values. And so when I do speak to that, it does get a lot of interaction from women who are also searching for, what are the real answers here? Because the modern doctrine doesn't work. Modern culture doesn't lead to fulfilling relationships. Modern societal models, modern relationship dynamics are trash. Where do I look for some guidance on that? So perhaps I'll speak to a female audience more and more, but predominantly it's easy to talk to men. My life is simple. I don't really talk to women outside my family, to be honest. I keep it very simple, which is also aligned with Islam, which I like.
Right.
That's someone's daughter and someone's wife, and I don't need to talk to them. My life is predominantly, I'm a men's tailor. All my staff are men. All my friends are men. I don't have female friends. It's not something I really believe in, to be honest. I think any man who has a female friend, if she was to get a little bit saucy and say, hey, let's go and get to know each other a bit better, he's probably going to say yes. So are they really friends? I don't really believe in that whole concept. So yeah, I don't think I'll have that much to do with with women out of respect more than anything else, and wanting to keep my life very simple and risk managed. There's my family, and then there's women who I don't talk to. But I do think that my message is valuable for those women who are looking to find functioning, harmonious, mutually beneficial relationships. It's possible. It exists.
Yeah.
Not in the West that often, but it does exist.
Well, it's super refreshing to have someone like you calling a spade and just saying even what you just said, which all men know is true, what you just said. And it feels like the world, maybe from the last 4 years of craziness, is starting to question everything they've been taught and starting to question our traditional people that told us what was what, from our politicians to our teachers, to our scientists, to our doctors. So I hope there is a new wave of reality. I hope. And also, I think this amazing, shining example of Dubai is also a way of showing people that there's another way, to live.
Well said, brother. And I agree with that hope. I'm naturally pretty pessimistic when it comes to humans. I don't really like most humans. I think dogs, for example, are much better than humans. But I do feel that there is hope. And I think, to your point, reality is there. Reality is stubborn. You can throw the leftist ideas you want, and reality is still there. And the ultimate challenge I have for any feminist or any socialist, how are your belief systems working out for you? If you're a feminist and you have all the answers as to how men should be, why are you then saying, where have the good men gone? Are you in a fulfilling relationship? Do you have strong passion? Do you feel looked after, provided, protected, dominated by a capable man you trust and submit to, which is the default desire of every woman? If we're going to be talking about their natural way they're programmed, the same way the man wants to feel big and strong and looked up to, respected. We have to feel respected before we can feel loved. All of these archetypal belief systems and programs in our head, you can push against them as much as you want, reality's still going to be there. And so that challenge, how are your belief systems working out for you? I think more and more people are starting to realize, oh, hang on, this whole feminism thing doesn't lead to fulfillment for any party. Socialism doesn't lead to a functioning, cohesive society in any model anywhere in the world. So reality is very stubborn like that. I quite like reality. It tends to win in the end, right?
I think it's a question everybody should ask themselves, how's that working out for you? And be honest with yourself. And it's not, then maybe time to look for some new answers.
There it is.
Joule, you're a real asset here for the UAE, and you're an incredible guy to follow. And you make really bold decisions, and people have to respect them. And I've been really drawn to you. The faith was a big one. Here's a guy who's not afraid to go ahead and be who he wants to be and to talk about it, also really intelligently as well. So I think a lot of people, get a lot of great leadership lessons.
Thank you, bro.
And
Appreciate that.
as a guy who's constantly searching for alpha males, apparently through my show, you're one of them. And I think as men, that's just what we need to do. And I had a couple flashbacks when I was talking to you today, and some of the greatest moments of my life has been surrounded by my brothers. I joined a fraternity when I was 18 years old in college, and it was 50 guys in a building, average age 20, maximum age 22. It was like Lord of the Flies. And it was some of the greatest moments of my life. I learned how to be a man in a way that no one could ever teach me. And unfortunately, maybe because of society, I had very few glimpses into that in the future, but I've had some, and I'm going to have more. And it's great that you articulated that, because it's kind of what we all need, to be around our brothers out there seeking adventure, building better men for ourselves. And I hope you continue giving that message out there.
Thank you. That's deeply fulfilling to come from someone whose content I've watched for over a decade. So thank you, bro. That sort of feedback is why I do what I do. I'm not driven by anything else other than wanting to have a positive impact on humanity. Well, you have a platform, we have a responsibility, right? So that sort of feedback hits me in the heart muscle. Thanks, mate. I'm trying to achieve what you've just said is being achieved, so inshallah it'll continue, man. Thank you. Appreciate
Excellent. And thanks for having me in your country. I'm going to spend here a lot more time here, for sure.
Welcome, brother, welcome. And I have to say, you're if you don't mind, as a former interrogator, former investigator, your questioning style is masterful to experience. Really, there's so much, even down to the layout of this room. I'm glad you didn't choose to be an interrogator, bro, because you would have been a very, very capable one. And it doesn't pay that well. I'm glad you chose this path instead. You would have been exceptionally good at it, should you have chosen that.
Well, thank you. I've never had a compliment like that from somebody that was in intelligence, so thank you. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Likewise, brother.
We'll do more in the future.
Appreciate it. Much
Thanks,
respect,
Joule.
bro. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.